The Willow Creek Community Center was a powder keg under flickering fluorescent lights, the air taut with anticipation. 30 neighbors sat frozen, their eyes darting between two figures locked in a silent duel. Margaret Hensley, HOA president, stood at the front, her navy blazer crisp, her voice a whipcrack of contempt. "You're a fraud, Daniel Carter," she spat, pointing a trembling finger. "Stop pretending you're a hero. It's pathetic." The words detonated, shock rippling through the room like a sonic boom. Gasps swallowed the silence, and every head swiveled toward the man at the back. Daniel sat still, his hands folded, his military cap resting on the table, its faded eagle insignia glinting faintly. His Sayer VYC dog, Shadow, lay at his feet, ears twitching at the venom in Margaret's tone. Daniel's jaw tightened not from her barb, but from the weight of a truth he couldn't yet unleash. His hazel eyes met hers, steady, unyielding, a flicker of a smile ghosting his lips, not defiance, but certainty. He said nothing, letting her accusation hang like smoke, knowing it would choke her in time. For days earlier, Daniel had found a notice taped to his front door, Willow Creek HOA letterhead glaring in black ink. "Remove your unauthorized flagpole immediately. Exceeds height restrictions. Visual disturbance." The American flag he raised each dawn, crisp and solemn, stood beside a bronze plaque etched with his unit's motto, "Honor and Silence." It was a tribute to battles fought in shadows, to brothers lost. He'd shrugged it off. HOAs thrived on petty gripes, but a second notice, stapled to his mailbox with a due law 100 fine, hit differently. Scrawled in red, "Your act's not con v wine sing." The jab was personal, and the source OBVYS. Margaret Hensley ruled Willow Creek like a queen, her clipboard a scepter, her smile a blade. She'd loathed Daniel since he'd moved in 7 months ago. His truck's veteran plates, the quiet pride in his stride, the way he saluted the flag at sunrise-ite grated on her. Worse, neighbors warmed to him, offering nods that outshone the fear she wielded. At picnics, she'd seen kids pet Shadow, heard whispers of he's legit. It infuriated her, and Daniel felt her glare like a sniper's scope. The feud had simmered quietly. A complaint about his porch light, a snide remark about flag obsession. But it boiled over when Margaret caught him in dress blues, grabbing his mail on Memorial Day. She'd snapped a photo, posted it online. Some people crave attention. Comments split, half scoffed, half rallied behind her. Daniel ignored it, but Margaret smelled blood. She thrived on control, and he was a challenge she couldn't break. The HOA meeting was her arena, and she'd come armed. Striding in with a binder stuffed with printouts, blog posts, blurry screenshots, a stolen valor checklist preached about community standards and VY Sewell harmony. Her eyes burned into Daniel as she ranted about imposters exploiting sacred symbols. Then, pointing, she'd unleashed her accusation. "You're no veteran, Daniel. It's disgusting. Stop." The room inhaled sharply. A woman whispered. She didn't. An old man hid a grin behind his coffee. Daniel tilted his head, meeting her glare with that faint smile. He could have stood, flashed his ID, pointed to Shadow's official vest. He could have listed deployments, medals, scars. But he didn't. "Thanks for your input, Margaret," he said, voice smooth as steel. Murmurs spread, board members squirming. Margaret's triumph wavered, her eyes narrowing as if sensing a trap. After the meeting, she ambushed him in the parking lot, heels clicking like gunfire. "This isn't over," she hissed, clutching her binder. "Stolen valor's a crime. I'll have you exposed, fine done." Her smile dripped venom. Daniel nodded. "Report it, then. Proper channels." Her grin sharpened, smug. He walked away, Shadow at his side, knowing she'd just ignited her own pyre. Next morning, Daniel walked Shadow past Margaret's pristine colonial. Her blinds twitched, her face a fleeting shadow. Her lawn screamed control-clipped grass, stone cherubs a sign, live laugh lead. As he passed, her door flew open. "That flag's gone," she yelled. Daniel kept walking, noting her car's bumper sticker, Willow Creek HOA, order first. Faded, like her grip. By noon, the neighborhood forum was ablaze. Margaret's post-icon artist walks among us-howled, blurry shots of Daniel in uniform. Shadow's vest circled with fake? Scrawled across. She called him a cosplayer, a grifter. Comments clashed. Margaret, relax. He's real. Others bit. Vets don't flaunt it. Daniel's friend from base, Lieutenant Sarah Monroe, texted a screenshot. This her? He replied, let her sink. Sarah sent a meme Margaret's face on a cartoon tyrant, yelling at a flag. He smirked, then pocketed his phone. 2 days later, Margaret escalated. She marched to Daniel's porch, clipboard in hand, reading a new notice aloud, voice carrying to neighbors on their lawns. Unauthorized insignias, false military claims, disruptive decor. Remove everything by Thursday. Daniel leaned against his doorframe. Check your facts. She tapped her clipboard. Don't need to. My sources are solid. He raised an eyebrow. What sources? She snapped, the web knows. He nodded, hiding a grin. Good luck. That night, Daniel sat at his kitchen table, Shadow sprawled nearby. He opened his laptop, drafting a report to the Department of Defense's legal office. Margaret's posts, notices, and a security video of her tampering with his sprinklers, muttering about fixing him. He wasn't whining. He was forging a shield. Every step she took built his case. By Wednesday, Margaret's campaign was cracking. Her emergency verification meeting to expose the fraud Flopita poll asking remove fake veterans got 65 fan-tram voting leave Daniel alone. Her flyers, stuffed in mailboxes, cited a blog called Valor Watch with red flags like wears cap too often and dogs too calm. Neighbors laughed. One posted, "Mama's calmer. MIA Colonel?" But Margaret pressed on. She turned the clubhouse into a mock courtroom, tables in a semicircle, a projector flashing EVY Denke, a grainy photo of Daniel at a Veterans Day event, a Wikipedia page on stolen valor, Shadow, labeled unverified pet. She wore a red blazer now, a cheap eagle pin glinting, and introduced a valor investigator, Carl Ramsey, a sweaty hustler who mispronounced DOD and called Daniel's cap too clean. Evelyn Harper, a retired Air Force colonel in the back, rolled her eyes so hard they nearly took flight. Margaret declared, "The accused may speak if he dares." Silence fell. Daniel stood, his presence like a gathering storm. He set a folder down military ID, Pentagon letter confirming his command at Fort Ashland, Bronze Star photos, a DOD warning on harassing officers. His voice was calm as he read the warning. Interference with a SARE VYC member is a federal offense. Margaret paled, eyes darting. Daniel slid the folder toward her. Verify it. Call my officer. Number's there. He sat. Claps rose. Evelyn saluted, and Margaret stammered about forgeries, her binder slipping. Evelyn stood. Dismiss this. Apologize. The board voted yes. Margaret bolted, heels echoing. The aftermath hit hard. Margaret doubled down, flooding mailboxes with notices banning flags over 8 feet, loud decals, even porch plants that clashed. Neighbors tossed them out. Daniel logged more scratches on his mailbox. A gate sensor tripped at 2 a.m., Margaret's shadow on camera, tugging his flagpole. Evelyn texted. She called Fort Ashland fake being DOD. They logged it. Impersonation of felony. Margaret's rope was taut. Her final meeting was a bust. 3 attendees, 1 doodling. She ran it about conspiracies. A neighbor sighed. He's the commander, Margaret. Stop. An audit uncovered Dula's 6,000 misspent fake seminars. Carl's fee. A gazebo billed as community uplift. The sheriff served her harassment, impersonation, fraud. She sold her house to a young couple, fleeing across state lines. Willow Creek breathed. At a barbecue, neighbors raised a plaque by Daniel's flagpole for quiet strength. Kids tossed balls for shadow, laughter mingling with clinking glasses. Daniel stood by the flag, cap tilted, watching it snap in a breeze. Peace wasn't silent, it was alive, stitched into every glance, every star above. A week later, the new family in Margaret's house waved as they unpacked. Daniel brought cookies, Shadow trotting along. The mom, a nurse, shook his hand. Her to the real thing. He chuckled. Just a guy with a flag. She smiled at the plaque. More than that. That night, Daniel sat on his porch, Shadow's head in his lap, the flag glowing under a spotlight, not defiance, but truth. Sarah texted, "She's starting an HOA at her new place." Daniel grinned, typing, "They'll manage." Truth wins. He leaned back, stars sharp, the quiet sinking in. Home at last. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.